guys, my name is Devin. This is my 1990 Mazda Miata. It is a 1.8 VVT out of a 2001 Miata. We picked up one that was very low kilometers and pretty much refreshed it and came up with this. It can be, posted up at a show all nice and clean, but then, when I want to take it to the track, then it's still able to do the job.
No, this is perfect. It's nice. This would encourage some people to cut some pounds,
7 pounds a seat, bro.
It's like perfect. Oh, I was talking about the driver. But also, yeah. Oh yeah. Wind up windows. This is pretty cool. It's not too crazy. It's not a V8. It's not a heavy iron block inline 6. I don't know if that's ever been done, but that would be fun for a straight line as far as hot rodding goes. But of course, the NA MX-5 came with a 1.6 and the NB engine, at least this one, is a 1.8 liter with variable valve timing. That's the big change. So NA Miata's notoriously slow. Could you call them boring in factory form? No, but if you're looking for power, I mean, you're gonna have your foot down 99% of the time in a factory NA Miata. So this hopefully just helps a little bit. Crazy wheel and tire setup. Workmeisters work so well on this, no pun intended. And rev matching's easy right out of the gate. Zero effort. And yeah, you look down and you're at 6,500 RPM. 15 by 10 in the rear, 15 by 9.5 in the front. Staggered setup.
I've had it since 2018, so it's been a few years now. It came with some Tane coilovers. It came with a hardtop, and then it came with some XXR wheels. And that was it. I did end up getting new wheels for the car. I put in a set of Sparco seats. I did a full ISR racing exhaust, and then obviously we put the big wing on, and that was about it for the stage one. The main reason for the wide body was to give it that stance, be able to tuck a big tire underneath there. Yeah.
And the back looks to me like I'd be worried that might rub, but you've got a little bit of negative camber here. So like you were saying earlier, when you get compression, it tucks.
Yeah,
tucks
when I do get the compression, it's about -3 degrees in the front, and then the back is a little bit more, but it's more of a street setup for now.
Before we continue, I just want to thank BetterHelp for today's paid partnership in this video. While the cars we drive here on YouTube bring us a ton of highs and adrenaline, inevitably we all come across those slower, more difficult times than we all put out on social media. That's everyone. The facade is that a select few have it all figured out, when in reality that couldn't be further from the truth. Sometimes all I need is a new unbiased perspective to help me slow down, break negative patterns, and help me make positive changes towards a future I actually want. Therapy is one powerful way to gain insights into areas of our lives we can't actually accurately assess ourselves. As it turns out, making quick, impulsive decisions that we later regret is not the only way to go about dealing with our problems. And that's why today I'm talking about BetterHelp. They make it easy to connect you with a professional therapist who will listen and most importantly, fit your needs and personality. Whether you're traveling or just hanging out at home, they make it easy to make your own schedule that fits your lifestyle, right? So you can reach out how you want to, make a call, video chat, or even messaging. After answering just a few questions on their site, you'll be matched with a credentialed therapist in as little as a few days. And the best part is, if you don't feel your therapist is a right fit for you, they make it easy to switch and find someone who is. So if you think you want to give BetterHelp a try, you can use our link in the description, betterhelp.com/roadsuntraveled. And while you're there, you can also save 10% off your first month. Thank you, BetterHelp. Now back to the drive.
The kit was definitely a little bit tricky. As most people know, most of these kits aren't just bolt on and go. They do require quite a bit of body work, so we had to shave down a few spots and smooth it out, do a little bit of filler work to get them fitting correctly. The wing, we actually cut out the inners of the trunk and reinforced it, so it's actually really strong.
Wow.
We put in some aluminum bars underneath the trunk, and then we welded it all up and seam sealed it. It's on there good, it's not going anywhere. We do have a 4-piston big brake kit from Willwood up front, So that's all set up with the stainless steel lines, and it's also going to, there is like a bias valve in there to adjust the braking, which was from Shikara Motorsports that we set up. So depending on the street, track, we can do the different braking force there. When I first picked the car up, I wanted to see how much I could adjust it, so I had it set really high, and it's definitely way too touchy for the street. But I mean, once I set it back a bit, it's very comfortable now.
Oh yeah, no power steering. Really smooth. Not too jarring, actually. Wow, this brake pedal is something else. Super cool. So he's able to dial in his braking force, and the result of that is an incredibly firm brake pedal. Lots of confidence in the brakes. It takes some muscle though. All right, we'll go from second gear. It's got good power above 4,000. I mean, has the engine swap turned it into a torque monster? No, that's not what we were expecting here though. Workmeisters aren't exactly the lightest wheel either, so you've got a lot of rotating mass there for the torque to spin. The trade-off there is that you get a ton of grip. I mean, it almost feels to the point of RWB, like tramlining and following ruts in the road. It's very darty. It fights you, it fights back, which is a good trait in a 90s sports car. Lean in, it's got enough suspension travel too where you can feel it load up in the corners. Get a ton of compression. And it's still a momentum car. It really is. Oh yeah. Turns out you can make a show car into a track car. Turns out that's actually possible. It has a ton of top end though. For an MX-5, it has a lot more top end than even a factory FRS BRZ. But it has more of like a rasp. The engine obviously has way more character than an ND MX-5. You get vibrations everywhere.
So the front lip, I got custom made from a guy that was local. He made one of them, and it's based off a GV style lip. I know they make a lot of different style lips that are close to this one, but for this one, it's pretty much a one-off. In carbon fiber. That was the main thing. I'm trying to go carbon fiber everything.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, you got the cowl on the...
Yeah, the cowl, intakes, everything. Initially, I really wanted to do the car white. Eventually, there came a point where it's like, you know what, I'm just gonna stick to the classic red. And we were able to dial in a color very similar to the Mazda Soul Red. And then we were able to come up with a variant with a metallic flake to give it that nice pop, you know what I mean? So it did take some time to get the vehicle dialed in. I wasn't sure if I wanted a deeper, darker red, but now that I see it, you know, come to life, it's definitely the choice that I ended up wanting. So yeah. I'm pretty happy with it. I have done a couple track days in it, so usually I put like the track film on there, just so it's not, you know, getting super chipped up.
You want to pop the hood?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, cool.
We did pretty much the whole Haltech setup, custom wiring harness, all from Haltech as well. And then we got the wideband attached right onto the firewall there. I like to think that it's like VTEC. So as soon as like the VTEC kicks in, yeah. I know it's a lot different, but I call it like the Mazda VTEC. So as soon as the variable valve timing, you can feel it. You can feel it, and that's when it opens up, and you hear the induction from the intake there, and that's where the fun happens. My butt dyno tells me it's about 150, 160 horsepower.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you had said 200, I feel like that people would have called you out on that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I would say it's around there. Starting off, we did the custom intake here with the HKS filter on there. That was from Shakara. They made that up for me. This is actually a square top intake manifold from the JDM Miatas. And then we did an upgraded throttle body, racing beat headers. The overflow tank is from Fly Miata. And that's pretty much it. Shakara also did all of the titanium hardware for the valve cover, the headers, intake manifold, etc. And then we did all the custom dress up just from a local company there. It's almost like a blank canvas and you can just throw whatever you want at it.
That's cool. Was this engine basically a direct swap?
Yeah, it was a direct swap for the most part. We didn't have to like shave out the engine bay or anything like that. We did upgrade the motor mounts while it was out. We did the Mazda Speed motor mounts. When the motor was out, we also depowered the steering rack. No AC. It's pretty much as raw as it gets.
Oof. Yeah, no ABS.
No ABS, no nothing, yeah.
Now, when I first saw photos of this car, to me, it screams show car. Not quite stance car, but show car. And to me, I'm like a function guy. I don't know, I like a car. I just like driving. That's just who I am, right? But to me, that's what it looked like. But to see now and to feel that it's actually able to just get hucked around, quote unquote abused, that Devin takes this to track days, is something else. That's refreshing in a SEMA world, so to speak. Oh yeah, lift off, you get a little bit more rotation. It's definitely like the threshold for having fun has been pushed up, which isn't a bad thing because there's a ton of room on a Miata. The only room, in fact, is up from factory, so shifter feels amazing. Super tight, super notchy. It's got a 6-speed gearbox and the bushings have been done. It's all brand new OEM hardware, which you can still get from Mazda, which is really cool. But everything's OEM. A lot of these things, especially with older cars, you might not actually need to modify to get the feel out of it you're looking for, and this includes suspension bushings, suspension itself. A lot of this stuff is just incredibly old and tired now after all these years, so it goes a long way to just get brand new OEM stuff. I always feel a little bit ridiculous driving a car with this big a wing on the back, not gonna lie. It's a little comical. I would be making fun of it a lot more though if it didn't have everything else around it to back it up. I mean, this is a true performer. Yeah, but it's got the wing and it's got the interior bits. He's gone with the GT3 style door pulls here. And yeah, everything's just clean and dialed. No stone left unturned.
As for interior, obviously I have my Apple CarPlay, my sound system set up. This was the first mod I did, which was my Sparko steering wheel. I wanted something that was swayed, something that I could really grip onto. And I also wanted that flat, flush steering wheel, so I'd have a little bit extra room around me here. We did do the classic JDM zero motive checkered mats. And then we did the security brackets on the hardtop so nobody could steal them. One of the main things that people see right away are these door cards, which are just LRB speed door cards that actually do give me an extra, inch or so on each side, so it does fit a little bit better. I think the main eye catcher is definitely the full carbon tilt seats. Yeah, a lot of people ask me if they're comfortable. I like to say it's like a high school seat. It's like you get used to sitting in them, plastic chair all day, so they do hug you pretty tight, but there is a padding set that I'm definitely looking into here in the short future. So
what are your future plans for the car? Where do you want to take this?
Well, I do have a turbo kit that's currently sitting in my room from Kraken MX-5, so we'll get that all set up and be able to install that next season there. I have a Garrett 2560R turbo on the way, so have a nice little fast spooling turbo on there. As for the interior, exterior, I'm going to keep it pretty simple, leave it as is for now.
That's rad, man. All right, thanks.
No worries.
Tons of grip in the back. I do not get the sense that I would be able to slide this car at all. But that's why I don't think a turbo kit's gonna ruin this car, because it's already the tires have already outshone the rest of the car as far as the power goes. So the 1.8 variable valve timing just lends itself to a turbo. It's gonna have low down torque. I mean, the seats are holding me in, as much as my back is gonna hate me for days after this, days, the sacrifice is worth it.
In the middle, right there.
Hey! Dude, that's the only thing I like about Miatas. Cap. This Miata, I like this Miata, I like the wide body and the wheels and everything.
Does it wink?
Does it wink? No, it does not wink.
Something real, something raw, not accidental, no, I'm sure. You're not needed, show you the door, but what's that, yeah, are you sure? Yeah, that's a rental, yeah, what a bore. Lying, nothing in your core. Buying, yeah, what for? But do what I need to, always sure.
A Kevin is a
male example. Who's
Janine then?
Janine is just like the family housewife that cooks for everyone.
Oh, that's nice. But a Janine wouldn't mind wheelies like that.
Janine is like, you guys better be careful and wear helmets.
Oh yeah. She like nags you about the safety stuff.
And she's like, are you hungry? Oh shit, goddamn Lord.
All right.
Alright, cut to the clip.
Cut to the clip. That worked so well last time. All right, you guys. Yeah, we're done with Devin's NA MX-5. It's doing well. Check engine light came on for a moment, but it's gone now. It fixed itself. Yeah, you can go follow Devin. Links are in the description. Frank's links are in the description too. We've got a ton of stuff coming up. Lots of fun cars. A bunch of new cars. Ioniq 5N, Elantra N manuals coming up too. Subscribe if you haven't already. We'll see you soon.